Welcome. Join me as I explore and camp through northern Namibia. My favorite country in Africa, it's full of beautiful landscapes, incredible wildlife, and interesting people. Well, the best part about my morning is Tar Road. I should be on Tar Road all day today. I left the campsite early this morning that was attached to the Himba village. Really awesome, to camp right there, because then I could be at the Himba village in the evening when all the livestock comes back in and they're cooking dinner and doing more things. The other villages I visited were during the day when everybody in the village is just pretty much sitting around not doing anything. So that was really cool. But stopped into Opuwo this morning and got some groceries, got a car wash, and I should be on good Tar Road the rest of the day to Etosha. So, we'll see what happens there. So, I just finished getting through a police checkpoint. They checked my driver's license and they didn't like it. So, in Namibia, as long as you have a driver's license that's printed in English, you can drive here. But they tried to say I needed an international license and held me there for a few minutes. And they wanted to see my passport. And that's where the guy got really angry, because when they stamped me into the country, the person didn't push the stamp hard enough, so it shows the 6th of December, but it doesn't show the year. And so he held me there for several more minutes to tell me that I should never let them do that again. And all in all, about 10 minutes, and I was on my way, so no big deal. After several hours of driving, I arrived at the Galton Gate. I was surprised to see that it was funded by the people of the United States of America. My goal of the day was to make it to the Olifantsrus camp, then push east over the next day or so and exit the park at Numatoni. I made it here to Etosha National Park. I just got in, where I will now spend the next 2 or 3 days just doing this, looking for animals while I drive. So, let's hope I get lucky.
I'm here at my first watering hole. Right now it looks like there's 2 giraffes, some springbok, some ostriches, some oryx.
One of the things that's special about Etosha are the watering holes. These are man-made, which I'm usually not in favor of, but in this case, people have made them pretty necessary. All of the animals used to spend the wet season in Etosha, and when the dry season would come, they would migrate north. With a mixture of farmland blocking their migration patterns, and Angola being to the north where poaching was rampant, they decided to provide these watering holes so that the animals could stay in the safety of the park during the dry season. The added benefit for tourists is that during the dry season, the only water in the park is at the watering holes, which leads to a very high animal density and interaction compared to other parks. During the wet season, there are plenty of other water sources, so the animals disperse and the viewing quality is greatly diminished. I was here at the tail end of the dry season, about a week or two before the wet season would begin.
So I've only been in Etosha here for about an hour. I think I've seen just about all of the animals here already. I've seen giraffes, oryx, zebra, wildebeest, springbok. So that was really neat. Saw some zebras get in a fight down one of the watering holes. But in any case, I'm on my way to my campground. They have about 5 campgrounds set up here in Etosha. You're only allowed to camp in those. I think that's kind of a fence thing, and once you're in there for the evening, they close all the gates to try to keep predators out. So hopefully I'll be there soon. So I just picked out my campsite for the night. I'll be here in this campground that I also have a nice little shade area here, but as you can see, there's a fence, and outside the fence there's a little viewing hide, and right now, I don't know if you can see way off in the distance, there's about 3 elephants right out in front of the hide. So before I set up, I'm probably going to go check those out.
In case it isn't clear from the video, I'm camping inside an electrified fenced-in area. There are a few of these in the park, and they're the only places you're allowed out of your vehicle or allowed to camp. As I'm walking up the path to the hide, you might catch a glimpse of the fence that the boardwalk crosses right over top of. This hide is a new addition here at the park, and if you stay at this campground, you can take advantage of the night viewing of the watering hole.
And there's my campsite.
After setting up camp and having dinner, I went back out to see if there would be any activity at the watering hole at dusk. There was not. Until I turned around to head back to camp and saw the rarest of sightings in the park, a black rhino. This little guy had snuck up behind me while I was watching the sunset.